I just wanted to enter a underground label in Korea. So I actually set my resume, my music, and then I got in. But the final test was to have a real performance with the musicians. But I was like 16 and I just forgot my lyrics up in the stage. I was so nervous, so I sucked. And I just felt like, oh man, I have no talent for this offline things. In the studio, I think I was talented. I'm great, but the stage was a whole different thing. So yeah, that happened and I entered the high school and I just cut my hair and okay, this is my way. I should study. I should be a good student. But destiny's really funny because that performance I sucked. There was a famous rapper in Korea and he saw my performance. He actually laughed at me because I forgot my lyrics, but I think he saw my potentials, I guess, at that time. And he called me later, like this company, Hype, and the CEO, Mr. Bang, is looking for some young kids who can write lyrics and love rapping. And I told him I gave up already. I didn't tell my parents, but I secretly met him, and then it happened like this.
What was his name?
Sleepy.
So if Sleepy hadn't called you,
Mhm.
you would have become, who knows, a businessman.
Maybe a businessman like my dad. When we try to see BTS, you have to see the fans, the armies, because they're like the half, the other wing, the another wing of the team. They're really special and they're not just about the enthusiasm or the energy. They actually did something. They sent the letters to the American DJs to stream our songs on the radio because airplay is really important for the Billboard chart. So I think that happened by the people and the love. And so when we turn into 30, it's a different thing. It's still young. I'm still just a young man, but in a world of boy band, turning into 30 is something different in K-pop. So that's really sad, but it's a fact. I feel like, okay, is this my prime time? Is this my highlight of my whole life? Because I'm 29 and I could live maybe like 100 years old. And that's really sad if it's my prime time. So I just want to make it long.
I guess I have to ask the question, do you imagine one day that there'll be a Namjoon Kim private museum in Korea?
So museum itself is really complicated, right? They need the curators and the exhibition. This is my first time actually saying this, but seriously, I'm planning to make a small space of my own private collection and just make the cafe in first floor and set up my collections in second floor and third floor. Just people could always see the collections when they just wanted to see them. Because when people come to Korea, and for it happens for the Koreans too. We cannot see the great Korean artists because there are not many museums right now. There are not many galleries right now. So I just wanted to make my own sometime. When we go to America or Europe, what they mostly surprise about us is the concerts because there are lots of stadiums and we usually do 4 sold out shows in the stadium. And there are a really few artists in total, including all the American and European artists, to be able to make 4 sold out stadium shows in America or Europe or in Asia. So they like, who is BTS and how could they do 4 sold out stadium shows? Who are they? It's like, so I think it's really, I don't know. It's still odd. It's still odd to us. I act like a musician. I act like a star on the stage, but under the stage, when I come to Korea or when I come back to my small studio, I'm just a collector. I just go to Art Prize or ArtNet and search the news and just eat some bulgogis with my friends. That's all for me, for my most life. So it's still odd and strange for me because I'm just a countryman in some small country called Korea still. So yeah, it's really different type of thing, so out, but it's really fun and I feel so lucky to experience this whole 2 different types of lives. It's like making a movie, shooting a movie.
Yeah. How do you find a room to create when obviously everybody wants you just to perform all the time?
I really want myself to be calm and I just want to make my music not caring about the other factors, I guess. The thing is that being a team member, it does mean that we have to sacrifice our own soul or own personality. We have to cut it out because there are seven personalities and we were 19 or 18 when we started as a team, but now we're almost 30. We became men and adults, so we have the different characters or maybe some different future visions. But BTS is still really important for me and it's the biggest part of me. But keeping this intensity as a team make me easy to forget who I was and why I started this thing. And I just want to remind and reminisce myself as why I started this. What can I do with my own thing? So for my 30s, I just want to figure out the way to exist like a halfway for the BTS member and leader RM and maybe just the Namjoon Kim himself, I guess.